Hello and welcome back to Knit Until I Die. I decided to try a later in the day stream. I hope you all are doing well. If you celebrated Thanksgiving, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. If it's just another Thursday for you, happy Thursday. I just thought I'd jump on and work a little bit on a project and we can talk. So if you would like, go ahead and throw something down into the chat that you want to talk about. Um, Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of sit here and meander with my what I talk about. Um, I'm working on a dishcloth in cotton. I am using a very old peaches. I think they're peaches and cream um, cone. However, I don't even know if they make this color of red anymore, and I don't have the label for it. I bought this before 2020. Um, isn't that weird that there's there are some events that something happened either before it or after it. Um, Sometimes that's good, but I think sometimes that's also a negative. I know for me, COVID impacted my life a lot more than even 9/11. Living in Wyoming, I'm a crocheter and knitter, and Wyoming is a far cry from New York and Washington and Delaware, and even a long ways from like Louisiana and Mississippi and Georgia and Florida, um, the eastern seaboard, the southern states. Like Wyoming is just kind of an odd place. We're the only state in the union that does not have a natural border, meaning we do not have a river, a mountain range, an ocean, or any other type of natural feature that makes up any one of our boundary lines. And we're the only state in the United States that's like that. Um, Anyways, I just thought that I would work on a quick and easy project while I was talking to you. Um, Hope y'all are enjoying your Thanksgiving and that you have you've had a good day, and that you get to, if you want to shop Black Friday, that you get to shop and you get what you want. Um, I'm not shopping Black Friday. I'm going to hide from all that shopping. I'm not really one that likes to go shopping anyways, so um, it's just not something that I enjoy. I know there's a lot of people out there that do enjoy it. They love to find the bargains and everything else because they thrive on that. And my grandmother was a lot like that. But I'm not. I don't like to haggle over things or prices. I don't like to um, I don't know. I just really don't like to haggle, and I don't like to be around a lot of people. And yes, there is internet shopping, but I'm not doing that right now because I've already done all of my Christmas shopping for everyone. I'm just waiting on the last two things to come in, which is kind of a bummer because they were supposed to be here um, on Tuesday. And then I got an email saying that They were having trouble shipping it, and they'd let me know when they could ship it. And it's still sitting there, um, not shipped. So, yeah, I'm a little anxious about that because I really want that box to get here because they're Christmas gifts. But I don't always get to, I don't know. I don't get to control the weather, and I don't get to control the other things that are going on because obviously um, we still have issues with supply chains, and that may be an issue that goes on for many, many more years. I just don't know. I just don't know. Like a lot of people, um, and living in Wyoming, it's not like we have a lot of big stores to go shop at. Not that I would, anyways, but brand name stuff. If you're looking for that, you have to go down into Colorado, um, or Utah or Montana, um, like up in Billings or around Salt Lake, or go like down to the outlets in Loveland or down to Denver, which, yes, that stuff is doable. You can drive to Denver and shop and come home in one day. Um, but it would not be it would not be something that I would want to do. Um, the other thing is we just kind of try to um, stay home because we're home buddies and we like being at home. We don't really like going places so much, except we really do like going to Brown Shoe Company. It is an awesome, awesome little place. And it's one of those things that if you haven't, if you're in the area, because it's in Mitchell, Nebraska, if you haven't been, it's an awesome place to go. You get to learn about how yarn is made, and you get to learn about how it's dyed and how it gets into a skein or a hank of yarn. And it's pretty interesting how that all works out. You may not be able to tell right now, but I'm working on a mitered square dishcloth. So when I get done with it, it's going to look like this. I still need to sew the ends in, but um, I decided that that first one was too small. I've never actually made dishcloths this way. Um, this is a mitered square, kind of like what you would find in, I believe it's called the Cozy Memories blanket. But yeah, it's not hard. It's a pretty easy 2-row repeat. Don't even really need a pattern for it. For the mitered square, I mean. Um, so do you guys have any plans for the weekend? I know here in the United States, a lot of us are getting an extended weekend because of Thanksgiving. Um, are you going to have like a celebration, like a Friendsgiving, or do something else to kind of avoid the crowds and have some fun? Um, this Saturday, I'm going to go to a small business um, fair. There's a person that crochets for for a living, um, and she's someone that's in a group with me, and so I would like to see what her stuff looks like up close, as well as how she prices things. Um, so I have kind of an idea of maybe what the markets in our area can tolerate. Um, yeah, because I am interested in finding other ways to have some extra income, especially since I have a ton of this yarn. Well, a lot of yarns. Um, and I don't just want to use them up. I want to use them up and be able to, get them. How do I say this? I want to be able to use them up. Well, hi, Mandy. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, too. I hope you all are having a great day. I really liked your latest video with all of the patterns that you've been showing. That's been very interesting. If you all have not seen her videos yet, you should go over and check out Mandy Von Knits. She does an awesome job. Anywho's, I got off my train of thought. Oh, yes, the small business fair. So I'd like to go talk to that lady and um, because I'm interested in, trying to find other ways to make a little bit of money, especially during the summertime because we live on a very, very busy street. And it's basically one of the main streets in town. And we'll kind of see how this summer goes. Um, but I also just kind of want to go and see what's out there because I know a lot of stuff has changed. And it's been quite a while since I've been out to the mall, and I know a lot of that has changed. Um, Mainly because mom and I just don't like to go to be around a lot of people. When I was younger, my grandma always wanted to go to the mall. My grandma was quite a shopper, and she'd do a lot of shopping, and then we'd all end up um, at what it was basically kind of like a buffet style place. Um, I don't even know if that's still there or not. It changed names and hands several times, but I don't know if the space is still there or not because I know they've been doing a lot of remodeling. What else is going on? I know a lot of people are gearing up for Christmas, um, and other holidays. Um, Whatever you celebrate, I hope that you have a great holiday season. Um, it seems like this one's going to be kind of short. The season seems like it's going by pretty quickly. But that could just be because kind of, um, I don't know. It just seems like it's going by faster and faster. Um, and maybe that's just my age showing. Um, but it could be all kinds of things. Ah, that's awesome. When I was a kid, I really wasn't in a lot of extracurriculars, but my cousins were. So we would go and see them. Oh, yes, we did have a good Thanksgiving. It was very nice and quiet. It was just a mom and her gentleman friend and myself, and it really was nice for it to be quiet because my grandmother really liked loud and busy Thanksgivings and Christmases and birthdays, and so she always wanted to have everybody at her house for that. So it was just nice to kind of not have to do that because even after grandma passed, mom kept trying to do that stuff last year so that everybody still had that experience. But now I know that she and I are both very happy with just having a nice quiet day and evening at home. And Marty made the ham, and my mom pretty much made, well, and he made the gravy, and mom made everything else. Um, and it just was a really nice little get together for the three of us. And Humphreys really likes Marty. So when he gets there, Humphreys raises Cain until he sits down because Humphreys wants to get a treat and he wants to get petted. And he knows Humphrey is a very routine oriented dog, and so that's the routine, and he wants to stick to it. I like this mitered square pattern because it's kind of like a corner to corner in crochet. As you work it, you get less and less stitches, um, which is awesome for. Um, it's an awesome feeling for someone who's like a product knitter like me because it's like, oh yeah, I'm getting close to the end. Um, Whereas like when you're just going back and forth and back and forth, um, sometimes it's hard to stay motivated. However, we're definitely in knitting weather. It snowed on Wednesday, so that was yesterday. It's pretty much cleared up today because we really didn't get a whole lot, um, but we got enough to make the streets slick and icy. But again, that's all melted off again. I'm kind of glad that we live on the main road because if you need to get out, we can get out because they always plow our street because we're on a snow route. Um, so it's like a priority that they get our street open and keep it open. Um, which the people that do that are very, very good at doing that. They also run the street cleaners to keep our streets clean. Yeah, that's really what it's felt like to me, Mandy. So the only thing that I really miss this time of year is my grandfather, because we would always sit together and we didn't have to talk. I mean, we could, but we didn't have to. And we just hang out. And that was always the best feeling. Um, my grandfather was kind of crazy and he took an early retirement so that he could stay home and take me to school. And so he stopped driving Greyhound buses to become my chauffeur. And by becoming my chauffeur, I mean my chauffeur. He took me everywhere. And where I went, he went, and where he went, I went. Um, and so we got to do a lot of things together that he didn't get to do with my mom or my aunt because of his hectic work schedule. And, being a younger person with three kids, one that's medically not good. And since Brian was sick, that was my uncle that passed away in childhood. Um, my grandmother was not able to work mm, as much outside the home. And so Papa was the one that had to make sure that they had enough money to keep a roof over their heads. And even after Brian passed, um, Papa still was, the breadwinner, and um, he'd gotten on as like a full time driver with Greyhound, and he did a lot of long hauls, like from Cheyenne up to Canada, like Alberta, and then also like down to Las Vegas and like all over the place. Um, so he couldn't do the things for my aunt and my mom that he got to be able to do for me. Um, and my papa was my person, most definitely. And it's kind of funny because um, my aunt and I are a lot more like my grandmother, although we do try not to be, because there's some negatives there that we try not to continue on. Um, but my mother, and then my aunt's only son, my cousin Joel, my mom and Joel look a lot like my grandfather, and they have that same um, everything kind of just rolls off their back personality that my grandfather had. And it it's awesome, but I also kind of wonder, how much of that is just a coping mechanism, because of some of the crazy that we all were exposed to when we were younger, that we didn't have any. Mm, we didn't get a choice if we were going to deal with it or not, or how we were going to deal with it. Um, So it's been interesting how they respond versus how my aunt and I respond. Even my cousin is my cousin's little sister. She is also a lot more like grandma, and her mom and I than like Joel and mom, because we all cope a little differently. But definitely, some of us are a little bit more high strung. It might come off that we're more demanding, even though that's not how we mean it to be. Um, but we're all different, and we all pretty much get along. It's taken me quite a while to warm up to my aunt's husband, and he's a nice guy. It happens so quickly, and that's what I had an issue with. So I really hope that this is the happily ever after, um, and that life just keeps getting better and better for her and Jeff. Um, but it's we all kind of pick and choose our battles, and that was when I was really really struggling with, because my aunt met him quite a while after my mom had met her gentleman caller. And the day that we got to meet this gentleman was the day that my aunt said she was getting married to him. And that was interesting. That was not easy for me to take. However, I think that um, he's nice to her, and he looks out for her, and she looks out for him. So I, really hope that that relationship stays strong. Well, I think what I'm going to do is say goodbye so I can finish up my washcloth, and I will be seeing you all very soon, um, tomorrow. And I just hope that y'all have a great day and a great evening. Remember that you are wanted, you are needed, and you are loved. Be kind to everyone, including yourself. See you tomorrow.